Let's build a base utilizing this inverted tower in my vanilla Valheim world. Inverted towers, or wells, or circular pits as I call them, are only found in the swamp and mountain biomes. When you discover one of these in the swamp, it will most likely be flooded with water. But find one in the mountains and you will have yourself a pre-built, usable space. I found this circular pit a long time ago and marked the location on my map, knowing that I'd one day like to build something here. As an aside, these make great traps to capture and tame wolves. As far as building a base goes, you could simply cover it over with a roof and you'd have an instant mountain outpost. Or you could build something more elaborate. I'm going to build a tower here using grausten, which is a type of stone found in the ashlands. I don't have a planned design, I'm just going to get started and see where it ends up. It wasn't long before I encountered two challenges. The first was what to do about these gaps between the stone 2x1s. The easiest solution would be to just hide them by building up from this lower circle, but I decided to see if I could fill them in somehow. I soon discovered that I could fill in the gap by using two grausten small arches, but this was somewhat weird looking. It worked, but I wasn't fond of it. Next, I tried the grausten tapered pillar. These will snap in various places on the two levels of stone, and at two differing heights. When I first tried it, they happened to snap at top center of the higher stone ring. Working from there, I came up with a design for the lower half of the tower. I decided to use black marble rather than stone for the walls, and used the grausten for its decorative pillars. Ashwood windows at the bottom are a nice subtle touch, and I replaced the stone behind them with black marble. Above the two grausten tapered pillars that are hiding the gap between the 2x1s, I placed inverted grausten tapered pillars, then another regular tapered pillar. Above those are grausten small pillars. In between the two double pillars, I created a blind Gothic arch window by using the small pillars and small arches. The angled black marble plinths moved the base of the wall back behind the pillars, catching the snow and giving the structure a sense of depth. I built the marble up to find the stability limit. Hopefully this height will be enough. If not, I'll have to bring some iron here to make wood iron supports. At this point, I am unsure how the rest of the tower will be built, but I'm inspired by what I have so far. I mentioned two challenges. I solved the problem of the gap in the stone 2x1s. The other challenge was what to do about the front door. I originally wanted to use the dark wood gates, but that would mean either using only one or placing the opening edge of each one in the center of the doorway. I didn't like the look of one, and two felt too imposing on the rest of the build. I'd like to have tried the ashwood door, but I've only just got to Ashlands and haven't discovered the recipe yet. In the end, I opted to use the wood gate. I think it's often better not to use all the bells and all the whistles on a build. If you do so, after a while everything you build starts to look the same. Now that we have a solid start for the lower portion of the tower, let's finish it all around. The first job is to replace the upper ring stone 2x1s with black marble. With the marble 2x1s down, it's time to add the plinths. Right about this time, I ran out of black marble, so I headed off to the Mistlands to get some more and ended up with almost a full cart of it, and only one death. You can watch that stream from the live section of my channel. Wow, almost a full cart. I'll place the rest of the marble 2x1s all the way up to the stability limit, then finish the grausten pillars design. With the lower design completed all the way around the tower, I continued working upwards. I still like the tapered and inverted tapered pillars in the center, but I opted to replace them with grausten small pillars. I had also wanted to use the grausten windows in some way. This alternate pillar design, being mostly open, provides a good visual frame for the recessed windows. Before I fully completed the pillars, I started working on the roof. I really like the ravens, but I'm still uncertain about the rest. In between editing sessions, I went back to Ashlands and acquired enough molten cores to make the stone portal, which then allowed me to bring back the 9 pieces of flame metal ore I had. After smelting them, I unlocked the recipe for the ashwood door. More on that later. I was working on designing a belfry for this tower, but I was already very near the height limit. I repositioned the stairs and the grausten support post in the room below so I could conceal wood iron poles from the lower room to the roof. But if the wood iron made a difference, it was only minimal. I was only able to add 2 more rows of black marble to the wall. The whole was covered over with black marble floors, and I placed a smaller circle of black marble to cap off the building. Having learned the ashwood door, I had to try it. Since the plinth has a much deeper base than a 2x1, the entryway on the inside is visibly smaller than on the outside. This caused doors to clip through the marble when they were opened inward, so I moved this plinth and the 2x1 above it to correct that problem. I saw this great-looking railing in a video by RBM9er. As soon as I saw it, I had to learn how to make it myself. This slight variation uses grausten small beams for the base instead of the grausten medium beams of the original design. When I first started building here, I accidentally removed one of the floor pieces at the bottom of the stairs and discovered that there was another floor hidden below this one. So I created a sub-basement with a small prison cell. If you like building in unique locations, check out my Frost Cave Portal Hub video. If village builds are more your thing, check out my Haldar's Merchant Bay Village playlist. Thanks for watching.